Good evening. Good evening, everyone. We are in the Microsoft store here at Bellevue, Washington State, the Bellevue Square Mall, the famous Bellevue Square Mall, one of the first in the country. We're here streaming live tonight. We have a very, very interesting presentation, or a bunch of presentations, with the topic of the rise of mobile payment and mobile device security. I'm Karl Weaver. I'm a wireless market and a mobile device specialist for the greater Chinese world. And I was hired by Gemalto in 2008 to promote near-field communications to the greater Chinese handset manufacturing ecosystem. I successfully navigated that and designed in near-field communications to all the handset manufacturers except the two fruit-sounding companies. I bet you can guess their names. And around 2010, Gemalto bought a company called Trusted Logic. And this was really cool, interesting, embedded mobile device technology. They spun out in late 2012 to a company called Trustzone, which means what? Trust on the IC. Oh, there you go. And Trustzone is a very interesting company, but based on the technology from ARM. ARM develops a wireless platform. They're the largest wireless platform provider on the planet. And their technology and their IP gets embedded into 93, 94% of all the smartphones in the world. All the smartphones in the world. And so it was 95. 95. Anybody from Intel here? Oh, it doesn't matter. So what I'm going to do is first I'm going to present on my vision of payments and security, plus what I'm doing right now. Currently I'm working for a company called Rivetz, and Rivetz provides developer tools for embedded security and this TEE technology. The presentation that I'll be presenting is called China, oh, wait a minute, this is the wrong one. Well, it doesn't matter. China Mobile Payment Dragon, that's not the right one. It's called The Rise of Mobile NFC Payments and TEE Security with Rivetz Tools. Same presentation, basically. I presented in Shanghai, China on September 9th. So basically, have you ever seen the Jerry Maguire movie? Show us the money, show me the money. Have you seen this movie? It's about the same thing. You all have smartphones, right? Okay, so what is this? Do you guys remember what these things are? What is this? Okay, so here's the thing. 10 years ago, this was the global standard for enterprise security. And the security is still pretty damn good today. Although people think they're dead. They're not dead. They have excellent security. This is called BlackBerry. This is the Q10 BlackBerry. Now, does anybody have, so this was 10 years ago, not very far, not very long ago. 10 years ago, this was the standard for enterprise security. Who has an iPhone? Let me see. All right. That's not new. This is the newest version. All right. Thank you. No. All right. This is the new enterprise security solution. Why? Because this uses two types of security to protect the mobile payment. It uses biometrics authentication for Touch ID and embeds that in a TE-like solution using ARM's firewall. It also uses NXP's embedded secure element with NXP's controller chip to protect the mobile payment credentials. So it protects the biometric authentication algorithm. It also protects the payment credentials in the form of a token in NXP's controller chip. Apple does all that. Pretty damn secure, would you not agree? Thank you. So what we have now is, from 10 years ago, this kind of security solution, I know it looks a little ugly, to the Apple iPhone. Everybody wants an iPhone, everywhere on the planet. So about a year ago, approximately, Apple promoted something called Apple Pay, right? Apple Pay is a very interesting, secure way to do mobile payments. And now it's migrating to the UK and eventually places like China. Who here has an Apple iPhone? Who here has an Apple iPhone? Everybody. Oh, my final speaker has arrived. My good friend, Dan Moe and I presented approximately 12 years ago. He and I were the first presenters in the state for smartphones. Is that not correct?
That's totally true.
It's totally true. So Dan doesn't want us to tell you what company he works for. Let's see. He doesn't want us to tell you what company he works for, but I think it's right there. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Dan's going to present. Dan, what are you going to present on tonight?
Nothing. I'm just going to come here to support you. Say whatever you want me to say.
Good. How about a discount on my that company plan? Okay. So let me move forward. Now, this evening, today, every day, the mobile payment and the mobile device and the M&O ecosystem is very complex, but also there's possibility for security breaches everywhere. From the chip side to the silicon, from the silicon chip side to the operating system side. By the way, there's a company missing there. It's called Alibaba, Alipay. I'll talk about that in a moment. The apps developers, didn't the Apple Store just get breached in China because they had code that they downloaded from a malicious site? And then they were building apps with malicious code? Hello, Houston, we have a huge problem. Apps, marketplace, online stores. Oh, well, we know from Apple these aren't necessarily secure. Value-added service providers? Well, not necessarily secure. Mobile device manufacturers, they all want to be secure, they all want to be the best for security. Are they? No. Especially with Android operating system. Especially with the Android operating system. What do? They all sell to the mobile network operators, right? And then they supply the solutions into the market. But there's huge breaches going on. Huge breaches going on, and lots of people don't realize that. Okay, this is what I call the revolving wheel of the holy grail of mobile payments. Oh, my goodness. First we heard Apple Pay, then we heard Google Pay, something like Google Pay, Google Wallet. A little vague, right? Google developed something called host card emulation, working with Simply Tap, a Texas company. And then we heard something about Alipay. Alibaba is promoting their own mobile wallet with their own mobile Ali Yuan operating system, selling to this company here called Mitu. They invested about 5%, maybe more. So there's the connection there with a Chinese company with a mobile wallet. Oh, we have Samsung Pay. This is really cool. Why? Because Samsung Pay provides this MST technology. This is called magnetic strip technology, and it's really cool because this is essentially very similar to your credit card. Your credit card uses a magnetic strip. You swipe it. Well, what they've done is they've simply taken that technology and embedded it into a chip as a wireless, as almost a wireless solution, magnetic, along with NFC. So they actually have two wireless type solutions. You never have to take your credit card out if you use Samsung Pay. Okay. Up here we have Android Pay. Therein lies the dichotomy and the vagueness. Last year, ISIS, which is not a cute Egyptian lady, ISIS basically became SoftCard. SoftCard was basically the combination of AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile. I tried desperately to help this corporation. I invited them to my public speaking presentations. They initially entertained that, but they never did come to my presentations. Lord knows what they missed. Now, the real key is they went bankrupt. Technically, they went bankrupt. I don't know where the employees went, but I do know where the technology went.
Didn't they get bought out by Google?
Hold on. You're ahead of me, sir. Google basically bought something from SoftCard. To this day, we don't know exactly what they bought. I don't even think Dan knows. We don't know what they bought. We don't know what the whole plan is, because they made at least 2 or 3 announcements, and they really haven't introduced the concept of tamper-resistant security with their technology. Now let me move forward. Oh, 2 other things. PayPal, which is not necessarily offline proximity payments, it's online remote type payment, although they might introduce NFC. Bitcoin, in my humble opinion, is not safe and not secure. If you add NFC, if you embed it into the SIM card, oh yeah. Cryptocurrencies, oh yeah. But you can also use the TEE, can't you? Interesting stuff. Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, blockchain, this is technology, not going away. It's the way of the future, but it's not quite yet ready because there's not enough security. This is long, but the key here is there is actually a global standard for mobile payments. It's called the SWP NFC SIM card. And basically that's my years of working for Gemalto. There's actually a global standard. This is what SoftCard was using. This is the global standard. It's a physical, what we call UICC, Universal Integrated Circuit Chip or something like that. It's a physical SIM card. Who owns it? The MNOs. Who controls it? Of course, the MNOs. You can have multiple applets, though, in that SIM card, which is really cool. But there's no tokenization. Migrate over to what Apple is doing. Apple is doing tokenization. Apple, of course, has an embedded secure element. Nobody else has been successful with an embedded secure element except Apple. Samsung has tried. The operator said, there's the boat, my friend. Google tried with their Google Wallet and an embedded secure element. ISIS and SoftCard said, adios amigo, get out of here. However, Apple controls their destiny, so they can do whatever they want. They are doing whatever they want. Their future is what we call soft SIM. If you look at the Apple iPad mini, it has a soft SIM. It has the operator's profile provisioned when you buy the device. If you want to go to AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, and Sprint, they can provision it on the fly. It doesn't have an operator's profile. It's really flexible, and only Apple has been able to do that. And yes, it has tokenization. It supplies tokens. I'll talk about tokens, but not much because I've been told that I only have 20 minutes and somebody's going to kick me off stage. Samsung Pay is interesting with NFC plus this MST technology. In Europe, they have one strategy. In the United States, they have another strategy. I want you to look at this, though. Postcard emulation, which is provisioning the mobile payments from the cloud, the tokens from the cloud, and then back down onto the handset to be used at the point of sale. This postcard emulation is out there. KitKat 4.4 and above use postcard emulation on Google Android operating system. But Android Pay, you see a lot of TBAs. They recently announced some of their plans. I would venture to say they have not announced to you what their final plans are. But here's what we do know. We do know that Google Wallet, USA only for the moment, uses HCE NFC or SIM-based. Interesting, SIM-based and NFC. The rise of the hybrid smartphone is what I'm talking about. Google here provides the ownership, the control, and basically they have tokenization. My humble opinion is the future of Android Pay, what we call Android Pay, is a combination of all these three together, plus the possibility to store the payment credential either in the SIM card, the physical SIM card for security, or an embedded secure element. And that would be from NXP, just like Apple. A lot of politics involved in that. I'm not going to go through my entire presentation because it's just not enough time. But I'm going to skip. I wanted to mention very quickly about the consolidation, the hybridization of the smartphone using the traditional SIM card for mobile payments from the operators. The operators aren't going away. If the operators go away, you have no wireless infrastructure. But this HCE technology from Google, especially Google Android smartphones, will use, and there will be a hybrid smartphone evolving, which is the ability to use the SIM card for mobile payments, secure, and this HCE technology. But the problem is, as Florent will tell you, HCE is not secure because it's in the open operating system of the smartphone. Okay, so we have this solution where if I'm a handset manufacturer, what do I care about? I don't care about the politics between Apple, Google, Microsoft. I don't care about any of that. Here's what I care about, selling my smartphones. So hence, a hybrid smartphone which complies with what the MNOs, the mobile network operators want, and what the banks, financial institutes want. That's the future that I think makes sense from the handset manufacturer's perspective. This is complicated. It's just the infrastructure from for the mobile payments using a trusted service manager. This is the same thing for the HCE technology in the cloud. This is a very simple explanation of what happens. You have a virtual secure element in the cloud. It gets provisioned, and it gets sent wirelessly down to the smartphone with NFC, got to have NFC, and it's an API that goes into a mobile wallet in the smartphone, operating system. But it's not safe. It's not secure. That's where Florent will come in and tell you the TE is better. Does anybody know what tokenization means? Tokenization takes your credit card details and scrambles it into a PAN. And that PAN gets provisioned and becomes something else. And only recognizable by the point of sale device. And really useless to a hacker. Okay, useless to a hacker. Right now, Samsung is using that, Google is using that, and Apple is using this tokenization. Because Visa, MasterCard, and Amex are using it, and also the EMVCo. EMVCo is the organization for the security of credit cards and also the smartphone mobile payment solutions. There are lots of standards that you probably don't care about. Anybody care about what's going on in China? Anybody care? Anybody know this China Union Pay? Well, China Union Pay is going to implement a strategy where they use, because they're a quote-unquote financial organization, they're a clearinghouse, they're a technology provider, and they own the banks, and they're the most powerful corporation in China. China Union Pay will use the TE, and they'll use another, probably an embedded secure element from NXP to provide security on their smartphones. They have to work with the operators, because the operators are using this SWP NFC SIM card. SWP means single wire protocol. Enough tech on that. I want to talk a little bit about, look at those hackers. Whoa. So hackers are all around us. I'll bet you there's some hackers in this, there's some hackers here. Your closet. But I can figure you out. Oh, there's one right there. No, my friend. Hey, I'm glad you showed up. You want to talk about biometrics? No? Okay. So, basically, hacking is all over the place. There's lots of unethical hackers, and there's lots of breaches. We all know, we've all read the Wall Street Journal, we know. And I'm just trying to tell you that there's SMS messaging is being hacked, so forget your online banking. Mobile adware, that's where it's almost like saying Google is legit. Google wants to make money on ads, so does everybody else. So they secretly insert malware ads into applications. All over the place. Bad stuff. Stealing information. Everyone is out to take your personal identity and your security and basically have no protection. Bank fraud going on all everywhere. Ransomware, that's when they call you up after they've embedded malware into your device and say, I can remove that, but it's going to cost you $9.95 or $19.95 or $9,095. That's going to cost a lot of money, and that's ransomware. There's lots of bot and spam as well. The whole problem is that the open operating system is not secure. It's simply not secure. So that's why you need tamper-resistant security, something that we call the TE, the Trusted Execution Environment. I'm not going to talk too much about that because Florent will. So basically, security is moving into hardware. We have signature authentication using we have chip and signature right now. Is that really secure? Nada. Why are we doing it? Because it's cheaper than chip and pin? Or because Americans don't know how to remember a 6-digit PIN code? Don't know why. Legacy online payments, is that secure? Nah, not really. Passwords. How can we remember all these passwords? It's moving to hardware security, embedded secure chips. NXP's doing that. Stored credit data. That's what Apple's doing. Your credit card, you can see it in your smartphone. It's secure. And then hardware encryption. Peer-to-peer encryption technologies exist for mobile payment. Security gets built in. Basically, you have simple authentication software. You have enterprises which try to encrypt their technology on external devices. But again, this is where the problem exists with BYOD. The reason why we see more breaches in security is because nobody's using these anymore. I will say that when Apple first started to introduce their smartphones, they were cool, but they weren't as secure as they are now. That is a fact. They are now. They are now because Apple's A7 and A8 chips work on ARM's Trustzone. So Apple is very, very secure now. We have, on the mobile side, strong identity with embedded security, and then we have this TE, the Trusted Execution Environment. So it's all moving towards more security, not less security. So your open operating system that you cherish so much, I think that's going away. What I mean is your open and free operating system with zero controls, I think that's going away. Locked transactions require secure instructions. You need safe key storage, backup, secure processing, secure display. Everything needs to be secured, and we do that with continuous monitoring, proof of stake, secure display. This is called trusted UI, trusted user interface, isolated execution. I'm not going to talk too much because Florent wants to focus on that. Again, it's a separation between the open operating system and the secure OS with Trustzone and the TE. I'm not going to talk too much about that TE, except to say that what I do for Rivetz is we supply in the open operating system the ability to take any application and secure it inside of the TE. We're providing developer tools for you developers to take any application you feel needs to be secured and port it over into this TE environment. And what we do is we have the capability to give you secure display, key storage, secure PIN, all this security in the chip, and all the applications that need security. All these apps need security. You think the cloud is secure? Ha! It's not. So everyone needs authentication, encryption, privacy, chat, and they all want secure communications, including IoT. And we all know that the connected car is not quite safe, right? They all these apps need the security. That's what Rivetz does. Last point I want to make, this is revolutionary. When you become the authenticated person through your retina, through your thumbprint, through your heart, EKG, or through your facial recognition, right? It's using something called probably FIDO Alliance Authentication, right? But here's the real key point. You now take complete control that you are who you are, and you now can become a bank. You now can become a credit card company, or you can avoid them, because now everybody wants to come to you because they know you are you. I've authenticated you 100%. I might have multi-factor authentication, your eyes, your voice, your heart. Oh, it's really him. You take control back from these credit card companies and from people because you now are in the driver's seat. That's what biometrics authentication is moving to. It's moving to you, the user, having complete control over these companies that you want to sell or that you might need to pay. You take control, not them. It's an interesting concept. So that's my presentation. Just some food for thought there.